yeah, started, sorry, I've lost it. Hey everyone, I know what you're thinking, wow, damn, she's looking better than normal. But I just wanted to do a little bit of a video about my whole journey, so my whole life basically, just in case any of you aren't familiar with some of the things that I've done in my life and some of the things that I've gone through. So I guess it's a fitness journey, but not really. That's why I like to call it Journey to a Better Life, because I think to be healthy you have to have a lot of things going for you, not just your fitness or your eating. I think health covers a broad range of things in your life that you need to work on. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, and how things have changed for me over my life. So sorry if you see my eyes starting down, I've just got a few notes. And I'm also going to put some pictures here of the timeline so that you sort of can get a feel for my life and how everything went down. So as a child, I loved to eat. Like, I loved food, and our family is Sri Lankan, so in our family we celebrate with food, dinners and get together, and just like anyone in our culture in Australia, we celebrate with birthdays and cakes, and Christmas is all about food, and birthdays all about food, and so that's the kind of mentality that I had growing up, and food brought me a lot of joy. And also, I don't think when I was a child, but I mean, I guess I had a bit of a emotional attachment to food then too. But then in 2010 I was 15 and I started my first part-time job. At that time I was super stressed with school, maybe not year 10, but like year 11 I started to be really stressed. I was working a lot and I had access to lots of good food, cookies, and obviously Subway is pretty high calorie. So I always had access to Subway, always had access to all the junk food that was there, because it was part of the service station as well. And I just ate all the time, and it was the only thing that made me feel joy, and I didn't really think about my weight then. I think I would have thought I was fat, but I wasn't doing anything about it. I was happy to eat. I didn't really have any knowledge about that yet. And then I probably, I would have gained weight between 17, or I finished school when I was still 17, so 16 and 17 I was gaining weight, and then I finished school and I was probably my heaviest at that point, which was probably I'm 175 centimeters, and I would say I would be about 80 or 90 kilos then. I don't really know, I can't remember. And then the start of that year, as I was going to leave for uni, I wanted to be healthy and lose some weight, so that's when I first started doing research on food and exercise. I did play netball when I was younger, so I had a bit of that activity, but after that I started going on the treadmill at home and going for walks and going for runs. And then by the time I started at uni in March and moved away from home, I had lost probably 10 kilos I think, and I was a pretty reasonable weight, and I was really happy. Everyone expected that I would lose weight when I left school anyway, so yeah, I was in a really good place then, and I joined the gym, which was exciting. I don't think I knew how to do any weights or anything at that point. I did a little bit of swimming, a little bit on the treadmill, but I didn't go very much, I don't think. In 2013, when I started uni, I broke up with one of my boyfriends, and it was kind of a downward spiral there. I did not want to go gym, didn't want to leave the house, didn't want to do anything, didn't even want to do uni. And then I met a new boyfriend, and life was looking up. 2013 I was partying, and in the end of 2013 I had something pretty traumatic happen to me. This was when I was with my next boyfriend. So I was in a pretty good place with uni and my boyfriend, but because of that traumatic thing that happened, and because I turned to food, I was just eating lots again. I think I was working at Subway, a new Subway then, and then I moved in with my new boyfriend. We started working at Hungry Jack's. Obviously again, I ate all the food, I love Hungry Jack's. I haven't had it in so long, but I love it. Like, I don't care who says it's disgusting. It's so good. The mayo, the sundaes, the frozen Coke, all of it. Yeah, and because I was stressed with uni, that was my second year then, and it also was not good. And plus, it was my first year with my boyfriend, so oh my god. I ended up, I probably gained, I think I would have probably been about like 80 kilos then or something, and then I probably, maybe lower, I'm not sure, it's hard to tell, but I would have gained probably like 20 or at least like 30 kilos. It was a lot, probably over like a year. And then I think the end of 2014, I was like, I need to stop, this is terrible. And at that point I was trying to do, like, learn more stuff again about food and nutrition. I ended up doing some like workout videos. At that point I would just do them in our room. I think I would have started counting calories then, but I was pretty lazy then, and obviously, like I said, stressed a lot, and so I turned to like, you know, being lazy a lot of the time. So I wasn't really losing a lot of weight, but I was learning quite a bit then. And then 2015 I moved back home to be closer to my family, and that was my last year of uni, and I was definitely still trying to lose weight, but wasn't really getting anywhere. I was doing diet bets at that point, winning them because I was losing a tiny bit of weight, but I was still, like, I wasn't really getting anywhere. Also started trying to meal prep, which I would like prep entire meals, and it was okay, but like, I definitely wasn't enjoying it. I was trying protein for the first time, and then I broke up with my boyfriend and I moved back home, and I started smoking cigarettes, and I was obviously going through a bit of trauma from that, and I like probably lost at least like 15 kilos just from that alone, because I just wasn't eating, which obviously isn't good, but like, that's honestly how I lost the weight to start with. And 2015 to 16 I was working back at Subway again then, so I had access to food a lot. But then I started netball again, so that was good. That was the only activity I was doing then. Didn't go to the gym or anything like that. Didn't really exercise much at all. I was like, just, I think also being single was making me a lot happier too, so I didn't feel the need to eat as much. So yeah, probably all up, I think I lost about 30 kilos, but just purely from losing weight, so I was probably losing muscle at the same time. And then that whole year, so 2016 I was all on my own basically, and then I met someone, and in 2017 I moved to Adelaide. Yeah, moved to Adelaide. The start of the year I was probably gaining a little bit of weight because obviously I had no boyfriend. I was still working at Subway, so driving a lot, and food, I needed convenience. I started partying, so then obviously with the partying came all the alcohol and the food and being hungover and all that good stuff. I don't think I was very active then. Again, I think I tried keto during that time. I tried certain plans that I bought from people. I probably bought like 2 plans during that point, just home workouts, because I was too scared. I mean, not too scared, I don't know. Yeah, probably too scared to go to the gym at that point. And then the end of 2017, I think I did join the gym, but I didn't go very much. I would sort of like try really hard to be good at that point, and then I was cycling through being good and being bad, and it was just like an endless process. And I was probably like, say my like good weight is like now like 75, I was probably like 85 then, like definitely carrying too much. No muscle, not very fit, not very healthy. And then at the end of 2017, I got my job that I have now, a full-time job. So that definitely brought some routine to my life. I didn't have to worry about food as much anymore because I had access to better food at work and didn't have as much time to eat. Also during 17, I tried out a few more things. I tried HelloFresh for meals, and I also tried some other meal prepping like U-Foods and stuff like that. But I was still eating way too much. Like, I would have been counting calories, I think, but I felt like I had no control over it. Yep, alright. So, 2018 at that point, I was like, the start of the year, I was like, I want to lose weight. And I, again, did another program. Like, I've done so many programs that I haven't stuck to and spent so much money. It's actually, like, horrific how much money I've spent on gimmicks. And I broke up with my boyfriend then, like, at the start of the year. I moved out on my own, so that definitely helped me with my food because I couldn't just eat junk food all the time. When I'm on my own, I don't actually feel like eating junk food that much. It's more just like when it's around that I'll eat it. I started seeing Stefan in 2018, probably like midway through the year. But I was on my own for a bit, and I did have to go through some changes. Like, I was in Adelaide on my own for once, and it was scary. Like, I was definitely just self-sufficient for the... Let's rewind. Oh, let's see if I can rewind. Okay, so I was self-sufficient for the first time in my life. I was in Adelaide all on my own. I did have Stefan, but it wasn't like serious yet, so I was definitely on my own. When I did start seeing him, or just before, I had finally cracked that calorie deficit. Oh, hang on. We'd done it. We started losing weight again, but like my calories were far too low because I'm quite active at work, so I would do good and then binge, and I was like, man, it's because I just love food. Like, I just have it. I was like, I just have an eating disorder. I'm just never going to stop eating. Like, all I want to do is eat food all the time, and it was a bad cycle. But I was doing F45 then, about halfway through the year, so I was losing weight from that too, which was sick. I did love F45. Got me real skinny for a bit, but it was far too expensive. It's like, I'm never going to be able to stop doing this. I'm never going to be able to stop thinking about food. And it was really hard being with Stefan because he just, at that point, I was like starving all the time, and he was like, like we ate a little bit, but he's not the type of person that will go eat sweets or anything. And I was just like, man, I want more food, or would eat food out, and I'd be like thinking, I'm going to need more food than this. But yeah, I felt really stuck. And then after F45, I actually started going to the gym more, which was good. So because I was calorie tracking, I wasn't eating many carbs, obviously, like, you know, like simple carbs and stuff, because they're too high calorie. And yeah, I didn't eat like bread or normal pasta, or I never had cheese or dairy or anything like that. It was all too high calorie, apparently. And I went and saw a naturopath, and she basically told me that I need to stop. Because what I would do is I would be really good, and then I would just crack at work, and I would just have some fruit bread or have a cake, and I would just, because I'd be so hungry. And then she told me, like, I need to not do that, and I need to have brekkie, and I didn't really listen to her. I got some supplements from her, but I wasn't completely sold. I had to spend a lot of money to hear that. And at that point, which had been for basically my whole life, I was intermittent fasting without really meaning to, because I never had breakfast. I was like, people said if you have breakfast you won't be as hungry later or something like that, but I was like, bro, you don't know me, I'm hungry all the time. Having a breakfast, all that's going to do is add on more calories. It's not going to work. And I did try like one day, and I was like, see, I just ate the same amount plus my breakfast. What the heck? Because at that point everything was about calories, and I was still partying at that point, so I was adding on so many calories from that too. But I guess partying calories don't count. And then the start of 2009, we were partying way less. Our life had a really good routine. I was starting to get like feeling really, like, mood wise, I was feeling heaps better. And I had decided that my life was pretty good as it is. I was all right weight, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to try and lose weight anymore. I'm just going to bump myself up to maintenance. So I went from 1,800 calories to 2,000 calories, and oh my god, my whole life changed. I was like, it just felt so normal. and I didn't care about food all the time, and I, got full, and I would stop eating, and I felt like I had so much more freedom because I didn't have to stress about fitting it all in. And just that 200 calories made so much difference. And my job is, like, at that point I was a manager, and it was quite challenging for me, like it still is now. I'm learning stuff every day, but I had to work really hard every day. And my life, I feel like I just couldn't balance it all. I can't balance my work and my life and my gym and all that and a calorie deficit. I just can't do it. And like, most that know me know that, like, I suffer from a lot of
you could do so you could,
like, issues with my mental stability, and I just can't do a calorie deficit. And you know what, it doesn't matter, and I've worked out it doesn't matter, because look, everything's fine. And so the whole of 2019, I started doing more strength stuff at the gym, trying to focus on my I can't see anything, trying to focus on getting muscles. I still count in 2019, because it's 2020 now. I still count calories. First half of the year was like bump my calories up, but I still would track everything. No, I'm not like specific with my tracking, but I definitely track things pretty well. And then the second half of the year, I went on holiday and I went all in, bro, all in. And oh my god, it was life changing. I ate all the things that I wanted, and it definitely helped my hunger when I got back. Like, I would, every single day I would have a salad for lunch. When I got back, I had a sandwich, and everyone was like, what are you doing eating bread? And I was like, I'm doing it. I feel like a sandwich. I'm having a sandwich. And like, it's been so good eating sandwiches for lunch. And I started having breakfast when I got back as well. And damn, it's good. And it's not only to stop my hunger for later, it's just because, like, you know what, it's not the end of the world to have brekkie, because it's yummy to eat food in the morning when you feel like some food. So now I have brekkie, and it's sick. And so now the end of 2019, I only track my calories once I've eaten for the day. So once I've eaten whatever I want to eat, then I track it. And if it turns out to be 2,500, so be it. If it's 3,000, so be it. If it's 1,800, it's never 1,800. But if it was, that's fine. I also started taking, I had already been taking supplements probably all of 2019, but I started taking magnesium, and oh my god, I don't know if this is for everyone, it doesn't work for Stefan, but magnesium for me, like, makes me sleep like a little baby. Like, I saw on my Fitbit that I get heaps better deep sleep, which I found means that I'm not exhausted and hungry when I get home from work. It's just taken that all away, and turns out it wasn't me, it was just my sleep. That's all it was. I don't have an eating disorder or anything like that. I'm not a crazy person who's hungry all the time. I just needed more sleep, that's all it was. Where we are, end of 2019, things were going pretty good. Sorry, I'm probably in the way of the photos. A few things that happened was, before I went on holiday in September 2019, I started trying to run, because I've had knee problems from netball for years, so I cannot run. But I started to, and you know what, I could do it, and I was like, holy heck. So I can run for 7 minutes, and one of my goals for 2020 is to keep running more, because it makes me feel good. It's like, you just feel so strong, so fit, like, yeah. Even if it is for 7 minutes. And then, also, I don't know if this really counts, so I'm not doing it to be healthier, but I decided to be vegetarian. But Stefan did it for his health, because he ate a lot of meat, but I just did it just because, if it makes me feel healthier, then so be it. If it makes me feel worse, then so be it. I don't want to eat animals anymore, so that's just how it's going to be. I do make sure I supplement for that, so I feel like I'm in a good place. But probably for the last 8 weeks, so coming in end of 2019 to 2020, I've been sticking to a program that I made for myself, using the extended hypertrophy style training from Massive Joe's, and it's been going so well for me. I've been loving it. I've actually been sticking to my plan every week. I don't feel like I used to just try and go gym every day, and I obviously wouldn't go every day and would feel guilty. And now I've set a realistic plan, and I don't know how or why, but it's been working, and I'm really happy about it. So yeah, my goal was by 25, which is March 2020, to be as healthy mentally and physically as I've ever been, and I definitely feel like I'm on that path, and I'm so close now. I definitely am. Obviously I've got jiggly parts, and I've still got carrying probably, like, I would say about 5 kilos extra fat that I don't need, but you know what, that 5 kilos is me eating burgers on weekends, and me enjoying my life, and me going and drinking alcohol, and not doing as much cardio as I should be doing a week. But you know what, that's just life, and you know what, it's better to just be a little bit chubby and have more fun, because it's heaps more fun. I'm feeling damn good. Just before I go, quickly, I'm sorry, I've been looking away from the camera like this whole video, but it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to say to everyone who has watched this far, thank you so much. I know there's probably only a few of you, or just like a few people that just love to know everything about me. Like, thank you, but I probably want to know everything about you too. I just don't tell you, and it means a lot to me that you pay attention, and maybe you're not supporting me, maybe you're just here to laugh at me, I don't know, but if you are here to support me, thank you, because I really do appreciate it, and I feel like I've come really far over the years, and I want everyone to come really far, and I want everyone to feel this good. Thank you for watching. It does mean so much to me when I see those little tiny numbers grow up and up, because I just want to share my journey and my life, because it's a very simple life, but it's a good one, and I want everyone to have a simple and good life just like me. So thank you.